Let's talk about that moment. You know the one? You're staring at a half-finished email, your phone is in your hand, and you're wondering, is my brain just broken today, or is this something more? We are going to get into that right now, because we're tackling that exact question. Is it just distraction, or could it be ADHD? I mean, we've all been there, right? Those days where our keys just vanish into another dimension, the to-do list feels like a personal attack, and our focus has the attention span of a goldfish. In this world of constant dings and notifications, feeling scattered is kind of the new normal, and that's what makes figuring out the real issue so incredibly confusing.
So, here's a hot take for you. This statement, it sounds like a total contradiction, doesn't it? How can something be both true and completely wrong at the same time? Well, here's the deal. It's true that we all have moments of distraction, but saying everyone is a little ADHD is just flat out wrong because it completely misses the one critical piece that separates a bad day from an actual diagnosis. Let's look at what that is.
And that one piece, that's the word, impairment. This is the line in the sand. Seriously, it's the concept that separates a whoops moment from a clinical condition that can really impact every single part of a person's life. So let's break down what that actually means. You see, at the heart of ADHD, it's not a lack of willpower. It's something called executive dysfunction. The best way to think about it is like the air traffic control system for your brain. For most people, it runs pretty smoothly. But with ADHD, that system has chronic, ongoing difficulty managing and regulating everything. Thoughts, emotions, actions. The key takeaway here is that it's not about being lazy. Not at all. It's a fundamental difference in how the brain is wired and how it functions.
And this slide just nails the difference, doesn't it? Losing your keys again, that's an inconvenience. It's annoying, for sure. We've all done it. But when losing things is part of a consistent pattern of dysfunction that's messing with your job, hurting your relationships, or just making daily life feel impossible, well, that is impairment. It's the difference between a single bad Tuesday and a chronic daily struggle.
Okay, so now that we have that distinction clear, it is time to bust some of the biggest and honestly most harmful myths about ADHD. Let's just knock a few of these out right now. First up, this old chestnut. Oh, everyone does that sometimes. And yeah, they do, but that misses the point entirely. For someone with ADHD, it's the frequency and the impact that are different. This isn't an occasional oopsie, it's a persistent pattern that causes real-world problems over and over again. This one, the classic, you just need to try harder. This is probably the most maddening myth of all. The science is so clear on this. ADHD brains are literally wired differently when it comes to motivation and reward. Telling someone with ADHD to just focus is like telling someone who needs glasses to just see better. It doesn't work, and it's neurologically unfair. And this one is huge. The stereotype, right? It's the little boy bouncing off the walls in class. But that's only one flavor of ADHD. There's the inattentive subtype, the person who's daydreaming, disorganized, who can't seem to finish anything. It's just as real, and it gets missed all the time, especially in girls and adults, because it's not as loud and disruptive on the outside. So all this brings us to a major challenge. What happens when you're an adult and these things are starting to sound a little too familiar? Well, the path to getting real answers isn't always a straight line. And that's because, it is hard. As we get older, we build up these really complex ways of coping with our challenges. It can be incredibly tricky for you and even for doctors to tell the difference between just normal aging, the stress of modern life, and an actual legitimate clinical condition. And hey, if you're still stuck on the idea that ADHD is just a kid thing, check this out. Many clinics are now reporting that the majority of their new ADHD diagnoses are actually for adults. That's a huge shift, and it just goes to show you that more and more people are putting the pieces together later in life. It's never too late to find answers. So what does that path to answers actually look like? It's not some big mystery. Thankfully, there's a pretty clear process. It usually starts with a good, validated screening tool. Then you move to a comprehensive evaluation with a professional. And from there, you work together to create a treatment plan that's tailored just for you. See? It's a manageable way forward. Feeling a little overwhelmed by all that? Don't be, because that very first step, it's actually way simpler than you might think. And for a lot of people, it's something you can do right now, online, in just a couple of minutes. Because really, that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's not about looking for an excuse or trying to get a label. It's about getting real answers so you can finally understand how your own brain works and, if you need to, make a solid plan to move forward.
So, for a lot of reputable mental health groups, that first step is an online screener. And if you're looking for one, here's what to check for. First, it should be totally free and confidential, no risk. It should be quick, right? Like 3 minutes. But here's the most important part. Make sure it's based on a clinically validated tool, like the ASRS. That's a tool professionals actually use. It's a super simple, no pressure way to start getting a little more clarity.
So let me leave you with this question. If you have spent years, maybe even decades, wondering if your struggles are just normal or if there's something more, what if that first step toward real, actual clarity is only 3 minutes away?